Hey there, Ruth Squires here with eXp Realty, RES Luxury Group. It's July 1st, so it's time again for our market stats, and I can hardly believe we are halfway through the year. Um, the second quarter ended yesterday, and we're on to the third quarter of 2024. So this has been a bit of a different year than what we've experienced in the latter few. And I want to keep you updated on how the market's changing. You're probably well aware we are in a shifting market. So we've enjoyed the seller's market for a while, and we are converting over into a buyer's market. And that's happening. It feels rather quick to me, but the shift has been on the horizon for a while. So we have to keep in mind that we have had a really good run on seller's market, and it's time for buyers to take the reins again and have a little more flexibility with their purchases. So as we navigate that, we have to be thinking about how to position properties better in the market, how to come out on top of that equation if you're selling. And we have a lot of strategies to help you do that. So that's what we'd love to talk to you about if you would like to have a one-on-one discussion about that. So we're always here to help. But before we get into any of that, let's talk about what the market looks like today. So it is July 1st. I'm going to talk to you about how the numbers ended for the month of June and compared to previous months. And a couple of the highlights just to summarize everything. We're continuing to see increasing inventory across most of the price sectors. We are definitely seeing more days on the market, so longer time frames on the market. That continues to increase. And for the most part, expired listings have been on the uptick. Now, the positive change from last month is that we have seen a lot more homes go under contract in the last 30 days since we did previously. So that's something I want to keep in mind from a positive perspective. Otherwise, competition is getting increasing quite a bit, and we have to be prepared for how do you win against the competition. So I wanted to do a quick screen share so you can see the market stats that I run each month. You can get this report off of our website. If you go to www.resluxurygroup.com under the resources tab, you'll be able to access this report as well as all the past reports that we've done. So it's nice to be able to look back historically and see how things have changed. I highlighted this 450 to 500 price point because this one had the largest increase in inventory. Last month, we had 77 homes on the market in that price sector. As of the end of June, we are at 100 homes on the market. So if you're in that price range, your competition as a seller just went up by almost 30%. So bear that in mind. 28 homes expired off the market in the last 6 months. And of course, a lot of that rolls back into active inventory. So otherwise, everything was pretty typical from what we've seen. The biggest thing was just that we've had some more buying activity. So that's a very pleasant change to be reporting. So we looked down at the end of the summary of all of this. We had a slight uptick in our average price from 270 to 274, and our list to sales ratio is still the 97 to 98%, and the 60 days on the market. So, overall, things have been pretty typical to what we've been seeing with the shifting market. One of the things to note as well, being mindful of the shifting market, is the months of supply. So you can see our lower price points are still well in the seller's market territory. And then you get somewhere in the middle and you start to see those 3.5, 4, 5, 6 months of supply. And of course, 6 months of supply marks that even market between buyers and sellers. Anything above 6 months is now a buyer's market. Anything below 6 months is still a seller's market. So it's interesting to see how that tracks. But you certainly can see as you go back previous months that we are having more and more price sectors go into that true buyer's market territory. So that's what we're expecting to continue to see until we get everybody on the same page, being on the buyer's market. So what does that mean? If you're selling your house, that means that you're expecting more negotiations. You need to be prepared for that. Don't be shocked by the offers that come in. Just be happy that someone stepped up and presented a written offer for you. And we try to see if we can come to a meeting of the minds and a happy medium for both parties. If you're a buyer, then from a positive standpoint, that means you have more opportunity to make demands. So for you in your personal situation, that might not be price negotiations. If you're financing the house, the lower price doesn't change your financial structure that much. It might be more beneficial to you to get sellers concessions to help with the closing costs, keep more dollars in your own pocket. So being aware of what your personal circumstances are and how that relates is important when you're buying, so that you know how to position yourself the best in front of the seller. So all of those things are important to keep in mind. And I've always said, and I will continue to promote and preach, that communication in every way is paramount when it comes to buying and selling property. So one of the places where we don't see as much communication as I would like to see, and where I think it's very, very helpful, is when it comes to communication agent to agent. So make sure that whoever you are working with, you're working with a strong agent who believes in communicating thoroughly and effectively with all parties, and especially the other agent on the other side of the transaction. Usually you're going to have two different real estate agents. We are approaching the new world of real estate in our industry, where everyone is going to have a contract going forward. So of course, when you're selling your house, you sign a contract saying, here's what I'm listing my house for, here's what I'm paying for the services. But on the buy side, that was not customary. It would happen sometimes, but it wasn't a standard practice. And now it is mandated that all of us in the profession have a contract with our buyers. So please be prepared for that. Don't balk at that. It's going to feel a little different, but just remember, it is both the commitment that your agent is making to you, and also the commitment that you're making to your agent, which creates a much stronger environment for your agent to work harder for you and really put their best foot forward in getting the results that you're looking for. So it's overall a positive thing, but it is different. So be prepared for that. If you have any questions about that, and especially on the seller side, I know there's a lot of questions as to how that relates for a seller, because is the money moving differently now than it did before, and how do we approach that? And so I'd love to talk to you about that if that's something that you're interested in learning more about. We are always here to help and guide. We pride ourselves in bringing you white glove service and red carpet treatment, meaning that we are going to under promise and over deliver, because your satisfaction is the most important thing to us. And we're going to do life with you, not just the real estate transaction with you. So I'd love to talk to you. The team would love to talk to you. You can reach us at 352-794-1426. And just let us know what we can do to help. Thanks for listening.